This episode of Ties That Help is brought to you by GoDaddy. What's up guys, in this video I want to talk about iOS 8 and what changes and new features we can expect to see in it. First, let's start off with iOS 7.1 because Apple actually released that a couple days ago, if you didn't know. iOS 7.1 has lots of design changes and tweaks to the UI, as well as bug improvements and speed in animation. So animations and transitions, stuff like that, are a lot faster. Overall, it seems like iOS 7.1 has received a good response and people think it's a good upgrade. But if you're like me and you have a jailbroken iPhone, don't update to 7.1 just yet. Hold out a little bit till the 7.1 jailbreak comes out if you want to keep that. Also, fun fact about iOS 7.1, Apple has actually released 2 new versions of 7.1 for 2 new iPads that have yet to be announced. Now this can mean one of 2 things. Either Apple has new iPads in the works, 2 of them, which that's obvious, they're working on new iPads, who didn't know that. Or it could just be iPads that have already been out and they just added some like minor hardware tweaks or changes to it, and that's what those new 2 versions of iOS 7.1 are for. Alright, enough with iOS 7, let's move on to iOS 8. So with iOS 8, I wouldn't expect too many major design changes since that's what we got with iOS 7. That's pretty much all it was. There wasn't too many new features in it. So hopefully with iOS 8, that's what we will see. A lot of new features and improvements to the features that we already have. iOS 8 said to have a heavy focus on health as well as integration with the iWatch, which actually the iWatch is a rumor in itself. The report is that Apple's going to launch a new app called HealthBook in iOS 8, which will track fitness-related information using the M7 motion coprocessor on the iPhone 5S, as well as the iWatch with the sensors that they're going to put into that. With these new sensors in the iWatch and the HealthBook app, I'll be able to do things like track your hydration, your heart rate, your blood pressure, possibly even glucose levels if you have like diabetes, or it could just tell you to take your medicine at a certain time during the day. And of course, it'll keep statistics on things like tracking your weight loss, your steps taken, calories burned, and miles walked. With iOS 8, Apple's planning on making major improvements to their Maps application because, let's be honest, it sucks. As you see on my phone, Google Maps is on my homepage, and the Apple Maps is way back here in a folder called Don't Use because I don't use it. Lately, Apple's been purchasing a lot of maps companies in an effort to get more data because the more data, the better the apps are going to be. Also with iOS 8 Maps, Apple's going to be adding public transit directions, so if you want directions via the subway, train, or buses or anything like that, you can now get them, which is something that Google Maps has had for a while now. Although at first, the public transit directions will probably only be available in big cities like New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and then it'll expand to more in the future. There's even reports right now that Apple's working on bringing augmented reality to their Maps application for things like indoor mapping and points of interest, although I probably wouldn't expect to see that anytime soon or even with the release of the iOS 8 Maps. I would also expect to see some updates to Siri in iOS 8. Developers are actually hoping that Apple will open up the Siri API to allow developers to add Siri control and functionality into their apps, which would be pretty awesome. My hope is that they make Siri faster because right now, compared to Google Now, Siri is a turtle in a rabbit race. Oh yeah, and you remember iTunes Radio, the feature that Apple released in the iTunes app, which allows you to stream music? Well, it appears people aren't actually using it that much, so Apple may, in iOS 8, be releasing it as its own app, so it will have an iTunes Radio app, which makes sense, because why would you hide it in another app? It should be its own. Another rumor with iOS 8 is Apple's going to launch a new mobile payment system that uses Touch ID so you can pay for things like physical goods and services rather than just digital content like music, apps, and songs, which I think would be pretty awesome. I had to add this clip in. I'm filming it after the fact, but as soon as I was uploading this video, new screenshot of iOS 8, or supposedly iOS 8, got leaked. As you see, it has 3 new icons: HealthBook, Preview, and Text Edit, and as I was saying before, looks a lot like iOS 7's design, pretty much exactly the same, just 3 new apps. So it may not be iOS 8, but there you go, I wanted to add that in. On with the video that I filmed before. Now, as far as the release date of iOS 8, we should see it announced and revealed at Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference in June, and then it'll actually be available to download for everyone sometime in the fall, probably alongside the iPhone 6 or whatever it's going to be called, as well as Apple's new iWatch, which again, just a rumor. Alright guys, there you go. That gives you an idea of what you can expect in iOS 8. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below and let me know what features you would like to see in iOS 8. You can leave me like a list, or you can leave me just 1 or 2 features, but what's some stuff that you'd like to see in it that would make it awesome to you. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to click the like button down below. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel right there so you don't miss any of my future videos. It's free to do, and it will let you know on your YouTube homepage when I post new videos. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Now before we head out of here, let's take one last look at our sponsor for this video. Peace. It's go time, and GoDaddy is ready to help you kick butt online. You can start your website today and get a .com domain name for just $2.95. That's a good freaking deal. So visit GoDaddy.com and enter promo code HELP295 and you'll get a .com domain name for just $2.95. Again, that promo code is HELP295. Some limitations do apply. See the website for all the details.